So Fujifilm just announced the 16 to 55 f2.8 which is the newer model of their most popular zoom lens. I had the honor of using it for the launch of the lens. So let's talk about my experience with the lens. So I only had a short moment with the lens using it during a styled shoot and just shooting around with my family and things. And honestly, it highly impressed me. As you all know, I tend to use only zoom lenses, mainly for the faster apertures, but this lens, hands down, was one of the best zoom lenses I've ever used, and I definitely will be purchasing it myself. So I'm gonna throw up some photos that I took with the lens while I talk about this. Y'all can take a look at the photos, leave comments down below what you think about the lens and its launch. And let's go ahead and get into this. So I don't have any experience with the original 16 to 55, so I cannot compare it directly to that, but I can tell you the weight is largely different. When I was using it around family, it felt perfect for taking photos of like kids and us hanging out because the lens wasn't that heavy. And I know everyone's talking about the size of the lens, but it really makes that much of a difference. I'll be traveling back to Japan soon, and I'm hoping I can get a copy of the lens to use while I'm there because it would be the perfect travel companion. Again, not only is it light and smaller, but that range of 16 to 55 is basically the same range I bring with me to a wedding. That's going to give you all the nice, really wide shots that you want, as well as giving you some distance and reach, which you definitely will need while you're traveling. Speaking of my wedding setup, you all know that I usually use only primes. And the range of my primes are I use the 16, 23, 33, and 56. So the thing I liked about the 16 255 is the fact that it literally hit the range of focal lengths that I use on a wedding day. So honestly, I was thinking about changing how I do weddings and possibly bringing the 16 to 55 on one camera and then using the 90 f2 on the other. Because one thing I generally deal with is the fact that I don't bring a longer lens. And sometimes it is nice to have something in that 110 equivalent so that I can actually get some more reach during the ceremony. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a better deal to use the 16 to 55 on one camera and then the 90 f2 on the other. Now, the second biggest thing that stood out to me when I finally got home to look at the photos I took was how sharp the lens is. The old version was great, and again, I don't have too much experience with it, but the newer version really resolves for that new 40 megapixels on the XT5. Because of this, all the photos looked absolutely amazing, and I didn't feel like the autofocus was missing too much, which was great. I had moving subjects, and we also faked the ceremony, so because of this, it gave me a lot to work with and take photos of. And yeah, when I sat down with the photos, I was just I really was mind blown. It looks so good and sharp. I cannot tell you how good the photos look. And obviously y'all are seeing them now, but that's after post processing. I'm talking about right out of camera, everything was looking absolutely amazing. So the resolution sharpness of this lens is definitely great, especially if you're shooting with something like the XT5 or the XH2 that has that 40 megapixel sensor. Now, the third thing that stood out to me was something that I usually don't care about too much myself, but since I've been doing more video work, especially for YouTube, it's actually pretty amazing, which was that D-click aperture ring. Again, I don't do much video myself. I dabble in it a little bit, and I've been thinking about doing more wedding videos. And this lens would be the perfect lens to use for a zoom lens, giving me not only the range, but being able to declick that aperture ring. Now, the aperture ring is one of my favorite parts about Fujifilm cameras, so I'm glad it still has an aperture ring, and I'm also glad that it still has the click as well. The fact that I can use the click while I'm doing stills and then switch over to a D click for when I'm doing video is a huge deal. This is the first lens where Fujifilm is actually doing this, and I hope they go forward and start adding it to more of their video centric lenses. Again, I'm not a filmmaker myself, so I can't talk to it too much, but I do notice the difference in how it makes a huge difference when you're doing video, not seeing the clicks happen while you're taking your video and like seeing your aperture change in the video that's being recorded. Also, you don't have the sound of the click itself or the jitteriness of the sound. Also, the lens in itself has stabilization. So when you add that to another camera that has IBIS in it, you get super steady footage while you're hand holding, which is a lot of what I tend to do since I'm just doing quick and easy YouTube type stuff. So again, I will be picking up this lens as quick as possible. I didn't get one for myself. I was able to use it for the launch and to make some content, but I will be buying it myself as well. So let me know what y'all think about the lens. if you've had a chance to use it or watch any of the videos on it, and if you'll be picking it up yourself. Do you think it's a big enough difference to be able to upgrade from the original one to the second version? I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. I don't own the 16 to 55. I accidentally bought the other one, which is what I'm using here. I don't, was it 18 to 55? F 2.8 to 4 or something. And it's a fine lens. I just don't like that aperture change when you zoom. It's like the worst. Having a constant aperture is huge. So again, the 16 to 55 is an amazing lens. I hope to get it myself. And this lighting is the worst. But I hope you enjoyed looking at some of the photos with the lens. If I get my hands on it, I'll make sure to shoot with it more, do some video with it as well, and get some more footage for y'all to see of the lens in action. So if you're looking forward to that, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all next time.